because you want to foster that love of reading, guys. Good morning, guys. We are starting today's video in my apartment because it's 9:49 and I'm uploading, or no, it's exporting my classroom setup day 4 from yesterday. Oh my goodness. Well, see, I got home from school probably at like 7. Actually, before I get into everything, hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Brianna. I'm a third grade teacher in a new classroom because I used to teach 4th grade. I'm at the same school, just moved to a different hallway, and yeah, I'm super excited. So thanks for coming along the journey with me. But anyway, my friend came, as you guys will see, probably saw because you're watching it before this video. Hopefully, if you are not, hit the cards. It's over here. Hit the cards right now. Go watch days 1 through 4 because this won't make sense if you haven't watched any of those. But so my friend stopped by my classroom and we were just like talking over things. She was helping me organize and stuff, and then we went to pick up some Panera to bring back home to set up the bookshelves we bought, well, she bought at IKEA. My boyfriend was helping her, and then we were watching The Bachelorette, which if you have not seen, oh my goodness. Guys, not what I expected. I mean, sort of, but mixed feelings, mixed opinions on that, but that's not what this video is about. So I did not get to editing my video last night. I was going to stay up. It was like 11 o'clock and I was ready to start editing, and I'm like, no, I need sleep. So I went to bed and I was going to wake up because my boyfriend goes to work super early. He wakes up at like 5, and I was going to wake up and edit it then, but I found myself back asleep. So I woke up at 7. I edited it and edited, yeah, that's a word. And I think I have it exporting on the wrong thing. I have to like change the settings back because it said it was going to take 30 minutes and then it changed to an hour, and it sits at an hour for so long. It's much longer than an hour. So whatever, I had some time to myself this morning. I made a few labels, which I'll show you once I get into my classroom. I finally had an epiphany about this product that I'm about to show you. Now, this company sent me this whole kit a really long time ago, like before the end of last school year. And they asked me if I would mention it on my channel. I wasn't going to for the longest time because I'm like, this is honestly not practical for the general education classroom like we want it to be. This is the world that we want to live in, but it's just not a possibility. So what I'm talking about is the 3-doodler, and what it is basically a 3D printing pen. So let me pull out the student's kit. And this whole, what is this? The learning pack comes with 12 pens. So it's great for your class or a class set, but it has 4 kits for the students. A teacher's kit, which has like tools to, or well, a lot of information. And then it has troubleshooting and unblocking tools, which I never had to use. And then it has the plastic kit, which comes with the 2 full rows of plastic to use in this little pen. So what you do is you have to charge up the pens with the little cable it comes with. You just put the color of choice in the back. It's very similar to a hot glue gun. And then you can just draw things, and it's like 3D printing. It comes with little stencils, I had my kids do their names at the end of the year. I was trying to think what I could practically use this for in my classroom. And I was thinking maybe word work. It's something different to do. It's really neat. But you can make like bridges and things and bring like science projects and history lessons and just scenes from books you're reading to life. So I've been contemplating showing this to you guys because it is pretty pricey, this whole kit, but it's a huge kit. And I know there's different bits and pieces that you can buy and things. You don't actually have to get this. But what I'm thinking is I think I'm going to give it to my librarian because she does a lot of STEM stuff now. And this would just be great as like a fun enrichment activity. We also have a makerspace class, which is like a STEM class, which my principal asked me to teach. And I'm like, no, I want to be a classroom teacher, even though I have a STEM degree. I just want to be a classroom teacher. This would be great for that. So I'm going to bring this to school today and bring it to my librarian and see what she thinks. And Carly, if you're watching this, hey, I hope you like the kit. They show people using it in the classroom, but we just don't have time for this, and it's so sad. And maybe you can find time, and that's awesome because we do need things like this in the classroom. The problem is you have to teach the kids how to use the pen, and they have to know how to load in the color and push it just slightly to get it started, and they have to know that the old color is going to come out a little bit before the new color starts. And what I saw when I was doing it with my students is some of them like got it and they were fine. Some of them were getting so frustrated because it kept sticking to itself and was tangling up and it was messing up all their work. So it's just a process, and it's like, when do we have time for this? We need to make time. We should have time. We should be given time, but it's just the reality. So I'm hoping they could use it in our makerspace, in media, just do some cool stuff with it. If not, I will save it for maybe Fun Friday. They can bring it out. Indoor recess, they could try it. But it's hard because you want it to be educational. You don't just want it to be like a fun activity because you could use it for so much. It's just like the practicality of it. But I'll link all their information down below. They have some pretty neat products. Even if you just have kids, I think this is something really neat to let them explore with. So that's that. Now I'm gonna head to my classroom. I'll probably bring lunch because yesterday I did not eat anything but a hash brown and a Dum Dum. But guys, no, that's not good. Alright, so I finally made it here. There were a few obstacles in my way, but I brought all of the stools in, and they are great. They fit under the table, so they're out of the way when no one's there, leaving so much space. These are the labels I made this morning. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They are for those bins. I ran out of lamination, so I'm going to bring this to the library. Here is my book bingo that I made. I tried to format it a little bit different and move this up, but then I should have moved this up, so I'm just going to use this one. And I made the middle free choice instead of a free space, and I'm just going to print this on colored cardstock for all my kids before putting it on that wall. Got to bring this to the library. And okay, so I get McDonald's iced coffee because it's only $1, right? They wouldn't serve me lunch. It was like $10.25. I don't want breakfast food. It's too many points. I was just gonna get a salad. So I stopped at Sheetz. and got some goodies, like pretzels and apples and a little wrap. So I'm gonna eat that now while I get my thoughts together. So my principal just asked me to be the advisor for robotics this year. Guys, I'm so excited. Kind of taking on, I mean, it won't be that challenging, but oh, I get to be with all my old students. Like, that's awesome. I'm pumped. I'm nervous about like going places and being organized and everything, but my professor is like running the whole thing from college, so like it just coincides and works great. I apologize for the air conditioning, but I'm currently sitting in my library, the area of the classroom that you don't see a lot of. I decided I'm going to start sorting through my books while watching Maylene, of course. So I unpacked 5 full boxes of books. I also had a tote like this that I unpacked, and that crate right there. The stuff I unpacked was mostly all my books from last year that were already labeled. So I sorted them out into their piles. And what I want to do now, I have all of these that are not labeled and all of these that are not labeled. So I guess I'm gonna go through and try to sort those. And then once I'm done sorting, I really want to get rid of a lot. Being a new teacher, most of my books came from other teachers and they're old, and so I just want to make my library clean and have things that the kids are actually going to grab. I don't want it to be too stuffed that they can't find the stuff they actually want to read. So those are my goals right now. All right, just these 2 boxes that I never went through all last year. I've gone through everything else. So that was really easy because this box was basically all Babysitter's Club. Oh geez. So I stopped by the office to grab some water, and I finally got my classroom keys, which didn't really matter, but I'm really excited about that. I put them all where they're supposed to be because last year at the end of the year I lost my spare one, but now they're all where they're supposed to be. This bucket is looking mostly like picture books, which is awesome because I have way too many chapter books. So I'm ready to finish this up. So a couple things have happened. New bookshelf came. I have to put that shelf up, but this is going to be my student supply area over here behind this table. I have the Welcome Back to School 3rd grade Scholastic magazines. I like to have these on kids' desks for open house as one of the papers they get to take home, because I know for a fact they look through those. And here's my library. That is all of the books I have. So what my plan is now is I brought this box out right here, which has all my sticker labels. All of my labels are from Pocketful of Primary. So I will link her Teachers Pay Teachers product down below, but she made labels that have pictures that match the label that goes on the bin. I just turned them into stickers by printing them out on label paper and punching them out with a circle cutter. So what I'm doing right now is I'm starting with a pile that I know everything is sorted perfectly and it all goes together. This is my holiday pile, so I have everything from the Velveteen Rabbit to the Pilgrim's First Thanksgiving. Where did I get all these books? From a classroom that was full of books when I was student teaching here. It was actually the one at the end of this hallway, and the teacher was gone and the books were up for grabs. So me and my cooperating teacher grabbed them all. So the process is peeling off the little sticker. I punched them out with the 1-inch punch from Michael's, and I took off the bottom and it worked. Sometimes it got jammed, but I mean, it pretty much worked really well. I did all of these 2 years ago now, I want to say. So I have all of them cut because they're not already stickers. It was just label paper because Michelle from Pocketful of Primary made these, and she just put a bunch of circles to a page and then cut them out on regular paper, but I thought a sticker would be much easier. So I put the sticker on. Obviously I found the book that said holiday books because that is the label that these match. And then on the inside, if it's not a book that belongs to the school, even if it did belong to a different teacher before, I'm putting my stamp on there just so my kids know it's now mine. Then I am going to decide out of all of my bins which ones I'm going to use for this particular category, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. All of my holiday books labeled. I found a basket for them, and I attached my label on with some binder rings. The way I stored these last year is I just took off the ones I used and threw them in one of my baskets and threw all the rings with them, but the holes are already punched. These got pulled on last year, but I think it'll be okay this year. We're gonna make sure nothing bad happens. I had some picture books and some chapter books. So what I did is I put the books in height order, and then I put the smaller chapter books in the front. Something I'm going to remind my librarians, whatever students have that job, is when they're going through and organizing the library, they want to organize the books by height. That way it's easier to flip through. It's easier to find what you're looking for. My table was delivered. It's not the same size. Obviously, they're going to fix that for me tomorrow. But it's also not the same color, but that's fine. You know, it has a purpose and it's fine. The only thing is, it's not gonna line up perfectly. So we'll see. I moved all of my paper boxes over here. These are all empty, which is crazy, but I use those for open house for students to put materials in. Okay, so I got 4 bins complete. I have my holiday books, Fairy Tale, Fable, which I didn't have either of those last year, so that's awesome. I have my science books down here, which this is the book, I mean this is the box I would always send my kids with into the hallway. So the label got destroyed, so I have to make a new one of these. That's why that's not labeled. I split up my science books. I took all the animal nonfiction books and I'm gonna put them together. I have weather books, and then I have nonfiction, which could have also been science. I still might add some of those to science because the bin has plenty of room, and I may add other things to nonfiction, so we'll see. So I literally feel like I've been sitting on the floor all day because I basically have, but I did get a good amount accomplished, even though it doesn't look like it. Now, all the books are out of the boxes. That's one thing accomplished. All of the books are sorted. 2 things. One bookshelf is complete. And not only is it complete, but all of the books are labeled and organized. All of the books have a sticker on them. All of the books have my name on them or the school's name, and they are organized in height order, ready to go. That is pure beauty. And I did put the book bins sideways so they're not hanging off the shelf. And this is not all going in my library. Like all these Babysitters Club books, I think I'm gonna only keep the little sister ones, but I'm going to purge a lot of this because I'm going to focus this year on getting newer, up-to-date books. So I'm slightly cringing, but I am going to leave all of this out for tomorrow because I'm going to come right back to this. And I haven't thought about the extra labels I'll need to make that I don't have already, or making that one. I'm going to wait until I'm done with everything and then make a list about what I need to add. Over here, I showed you guys that other table earlier, but I remembered that I had this in our little workroom at the end of the hallway. So I swapped them out because this one is a little bit nicer. It still doesn't match, and this one's still a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is see if someone will swap one of theirs with me that matches this, since I'm putting them together. Someone who's not putting them together. But either way, this is still going to be lowered. I did move over the student supply stuff. It's going to go into that bookshelf, but I'm going to tackle that tomorrow. Something I'm going to do before I leave is see if my computer's connected to the printer and print some of the stuff that I want to put in my binders. I also have a new lanyard. It's black and white floral pattern or something. It came in a pack with a bunch of other ones from Amazon, and I have my school key and my classroom key on there, and then my other classroom key is where it needs to be for a substitute or emergencies or whatever, but I will be wearing these. I will be wearing these around my neck all day on my lanyard, typically with my ID. Okay, so I'm gonna look, see if my computer's connected, and see if I can print some stuff. What I was trying to print was these guided reading leveled lesson plans. They're from Angeline Stewart, the First Grade Scoop. And this one is levels A through M. She has a level N through the rest of them. But my computer is not connected to the printer out. So since everybody's basically gone, I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow to get that connected. These plans just have teaching points already there for you, like what your kids should be working on for each level, including word work during the reading, before the reading, and after the reading. And since this is my first year teaching reading, I just need all the help I can get. So that's why I got these. Know exactly what I'm going to do about this table. They're going to lower it for me tomorrow because it's so awkwardly slanted right now. But the teacher across the hall from me has both of these tables in her room. So I'm going to be like, hey, I notice you have 2 trapezoid tables. So do I. However, mine don't match and neither do yours. So would you like one of mine? And I don't care if she takes the dark one. I don't care if she takes the light one. Either way, I'll have them match. So this is gonna work out just fine. Perfect. On that note, I'm going to head out. Oh, I wanted to mention a few things I forgot to say. So this light switch fell at some point today, and so did that one. So I guess the tape isn't that good on there. Another thing I wanted to talk about was these labels. So I did label these books last year, and if you're wondering how well the sticker holds up, some of them have started peeling like that, but I think that's from kids, not just it peeling on its own. So the ones that are doing that, I'm just replacing them. But most of the books I've done so far are books that have never been labeled. I had to put new labels on them anyway, but majority of my books over here are labeled, and a lot of them, like, it was hard for me to find one that wasn't good, because like a lot of them have held up. All of these down here are labeled and they're fine. They're in great condition. Now, granted, my students definitely didn't love on my library as much as I would have liked them to last year, but the stickers still did a good job of holding up. So, because I know Michelle takes the piece of clear tape and puts it over, and she just doesn't, that's why she doesn't even use a sticker, because she thinks that lasts longer. But I mean, for the most part, it's been okay. And then I just wanted to talk about book bingo really quick because someone asked me about it. So here is what I created, and I'm going to print one of these for each of my students, and I'm going to have one for the class so we can kind of keep track of the books that we've read together, just because I have 23 students. That way I can have 24 up there. So what book bingo is, or what I'm planning on making it, is a motivational tool for kids to not only read, but explore different genres. So I put all different genres on the board. Some of them repeat, but that's okay. And also just think about, like, one book can be multiple different genres. So I'm going to let the student decide which genre it is, and they're just going to have to explain why. And if it makes sense, as long as it makes sense, that's where their sticker is going to go. So my plan is to have a parent volunteer who's going to conference with the students before they can get a sticker and put it on their board. Now, right now, I plan on creating some kind of schedule where I could conference with every student at least once a week. That is my goal. I know it's not always feasible. I know feasible, is that even the right word? I know things will get in the way of that. I know it won't always happen, but that is my goal. However, those conferences are just going to be like me seeing how their reading is going, if what they're reading is appropriate for them. Listen to them read for a few moments and give them a few tips, catch up with them, just see where they're at in their free choice book, in the book that they want to read, because I don't always want to listen to my kids read the material I give them, because sometimes they read so much better in a book that they want to actually enjoy. So I do plan on conferencing with my students. However, I want to get a parent volunteer who will come in once a week, and my students will have to sign up for a conference with them once or twice a week maybe. And when that parent's here, she'll call that kid out. He or she will call that student out into the hallway. I showed you guys the fiction and nonfiction question cards that I'm going to give to that parent volunteer, and they're going to ask the child a few questions about the book, just see if they're comprehending, see if they actually read it, just have a conversation about it to keep that conversation going. And then they're going to ask the student, the last question is, what genre is this book and why? And if they're a little off track, they're going to guide them in the right direction. But I don't expect all parents to understand completely every genre, which is fine. So the point is, I just want them to be reading. And I'm only going to do this with chapter books unless I have struggling readers. There'll be exceptions for them, but I want this focus to be on chapter books, or else they'll be flying through picture books and have so many bingos way too fast. But once they're done with their conference, they're going to go up to their bingo board, which I'm going to display them on this board here. And they're going to get to put a sticker on the genre that they just conferenced about. Once they get 5 in a row or 5 in a column or 5 diagonally, then they will get one of my coupons. And my coupons are like write with a pen for a day, sit near a friend in class, bring in a furry friend. I have to change some of them up because the main ones that kids used to choose were like recess with a friend or lunch with a friend, which is friends from different classes. But I did that last year because all of 4th grade did coupons. I know that all of 3rd grade does not do this because my coupons used to be for Class Dojo. These coupons are going to be for Book Bingo because for Class Dojo, we reward the kids with Fun Friday at the end of the week. So I'm incorporating my coupons a different way. So I can't do things that are outside of the class because not every class is going to do it. So I don't want to draw attention to the things we're doing in here if they're not going to be able to do it. So that is pretty much what Book Bingo is. If you have any other questions, let me know down below. But that is where I'm going to end my day. I feel really good about today. I was a little disappointed that I got here pretty late. Like I didn't get here until 11. So most of my day was taken from editing and uploading a video. But you know, that's important too for you guys. So I'm gonna grab my things and head out. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and I guess hit the notification bell. I still don't understand what that does because I subscribe to people that come up in my subscription box. I don't need an email saying they uploaded. If you want an email saying I uploaded or whatever that notification bell actually means, go ahead and press it. Give this video a thumbs up if you are excited about our love of reading that we are fostering here. And don't forget to check out my other videos and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.